welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be making this lovely joggers trouser or pants and this Ankara polo top for kids. Okay, so you can see it's very beautiful, right? Just look for a very colorful fabric and change your kids' wardrobe with this lovely pair. So let's get right into it. So all you're going to be needing, you'll be needing of course your pattern paper, your writing materials, then you will need your Ankara fabric. Okay, you will need any fabric of your choice, but these Ankara fabrics, they are superb. Instead of just wearing kids boring clothes, boring Ankara styles, just make this for them and pair it with sneakers. I bet you love that. So for these bands, the band at the hem and at the neck, you can either use the collar band like we normally buy in the market. These are the collar bands. I have this very thick one. It's very thick, but it's not going to be okay for a kid. No, this is for a toddler. Okay, so it's not going to be okay for a kid. You can see you have to put it on fold. The hem has to be on fold. Even the single one is thick, not to talk of putting it on fold. So I had to cancel this from my options. Then I have this one again. It's the same collar band stuff, but the elasticity of this one doesn't return. Like when you stretch it, it slacks. It doesn't return to its original form. So this will slack in no time. Between 2 or 3 wash, this will slack. It's soft, but assuming the elasticity returns, I can use it, but it doesn't. It slacks. Okay, so this is a no for me. Then I got this fabric. This is a stretchy fabric, but it doesn't stretch both ways. It stretches only in one direction. It doesn't stretch this way at all. Can you see? But it stretches this way. Not that stretchy like that, but it still stretches. But when it stretches this way, it doesn't return like this band. Like it's the mouth folds and doesn't just return to the original size. So I had to use it because that's what I have at the moment, but I used it on bias. So when we are cutting the collar and the waistband, you will see how I placed it on bias. Okay, and it gave me what I actually wanted. So you now have different options of what you need. Assuming I'm making this one adult, I will go for this hard thick one. Okay, but since it's for a kid, I'll just go for something softer but stretches too. All right, so moving on to our pattern. My last video was on kids pants trouser with elastic band. So the only difference between the new pattern we are making today and that former one is that this hem, the ankle for that trouser, will have elastic and it will not be penciled again. So it will be just free. It's the elastic that will bring it together and it will give it that joggers, fullness. Okay, that's the only difference. So you can still make use of that that pattern, but you have to moderate the hem. All right, so I'm going to do that in this tutorial. So let's get into it. These are the measurements we are going to be needing. We'll be needing our shoulder measurements. I'm using 9 for this kid. We have our bust 22, waist 22. Then we have our armhole length 5 inches. That's our chest line length. Okay, so we have our neck circumference. You measure the kid's neck. So this measurement is for is between age 6 months to 9 months. Okay, so the neck is 12 inches, then the hip is 24, then our trouser length, sorry I didn't put that, the trouser length we are using is 13. Let's get into the pattern drafting. I'll start with the trouser pattern. Okay, so this is basically my last video, so I have a detailed tutorial on cutting kids pants trouser. I'll only moderate the pattern to give me this joggers effect. Okay, so if you've not seen that video, kindly do so. This is my starting line, my border line. So I'll put down my hip measurement divided by 4, which is 6 inches here, plus 1 inch allowance here. That will give me 7. Okay, so to get our crotch length, I said in the previous class, you divide your hip measurement by 4. So 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 inches plus 1 inch diaper allowance. You know, they are toddlers and they are still wearing diapers. A lot of toddlers wear diapers till the age of 1 year, a year plus. So you have to put that diaper allowance. If not, there won't be ease in the movement. Okay, so your hip divided by 4, then plus 1 inch for diaper allowance. You can add more if you find out that it's tight for your kid. Okay, so that will give me 7 inches. I'll mark down my 7 inches and I'll rule across. So this is where my crotch is going to sit on. Okay, so my waist, then my crotch. In this crotch line, I'm going to bring down this thing I have here, down here. So I have 7 here. I'll bring it down here. That is my hip measurement. I'm imputing my hip measurement. Remember, I used hip measurement for my waist, so I'm still using it for my crotch area. So I'll rule a straight line. So the crotch extension, like I said in my previous class, you can use 1.5. 1.5 is okay for a kid. Okay, 1.5 is okay. So you use your curved ruler or your hand to bring out your curve, your crotch curve. Okay, this curve you can go up around 2 inches or 2.5 to get this curve, or you can eyeball it. Okay, so having done this, my trouser length is 13. So this is 13 plus 1 inch. No, I'm making use of 2 inches plus 2 inches sewing allowance. That is 15. Because of the rubber I'm using, I'll be making use of 2 inches. So I'll mark out. So this is the sewing allowance and this is my trouser length. For my ankle, sorry I didn't include that in my measurement. My ankle is 8. Ankle 8 inches divided by 2, you have 3.5. Sorry, you have 4 plus ½ inch for allowance, you have 4.5. So I'll still bring down my 4.5 here. Okay, then like I said, I'm moderating our pencil trouser. So this is for the pencil trouser. In case you've not seen the video, this is what we did for the pencil trouser. But now to make it in joggers form, all you need to do is you can either bring down this 7 you have here down like so, but if you find out that it is too much for you, you can just add some. You can add like 2 inches to this measurement I already marked out here. You know, this is our ankle measurement, which is 8 divided by 2. You have 4 plus half inch for ease. Okay, you have 4.5. all right, so you can add 2 inches extra to it, or 3 inches extra to it for your elastic. Understand? Okay, so I think I will be adding 3 inches to it. So 4 plus 3 inches will give me 4.5 plus 3 inches will give me 7.5. So I'll mark my 7.5 down here. Now connect. So instead of using this line now, I'm going to connect it straight up to my 1.5. Do we get that? So you can decide how many inches you want to add, or you can just go straight away from this point, this extension point 1.5, bring it down. Just measure what you have there totally. This is 8.5, so you bring down the 8.5, or you do your ankle measurements divided by 2. Like in my case, it's 8 inches divided by 2 is 4 plus half inch for ease. In case you're sewing a pencil pant, you have this line. Then you decide how many inches more you're going to add to it. Like I said, I added 3 inches more for the elastic band, okay, and I brought it down. So this is for our joggers. You can decide to add more if you want it more bogus. You can add more. Okay, so we are done with this drafting. All you need to do is to add your 1 inch sewing allowance here, which I'm going to do right now. My 1 inch sewing allowance. Then you add your 2 inches sewing allowance here for your band, for this place, this band at the waist. Okay, or if you're going to be using this type of band, you don't need to add, you just add half inch to join this band so that it will be like this. In case you're using this type of band, you know, that kind of joggers that you use black bands here, okay, you don't need to add 2 inches to it because it will be visible, it will be shown. You just have to add half inch for joining this band. But since I'm making use of normal elastic band, 1 inch elastic band, I'll add my 2 inches sewing allowance up here, okay, so that my band can pass through. So I already have that here. This is 2 inches. Okay, so I'll extend this line up to that point. Then I'll add half inches to this crotch area. Half inch, half inch, half inch, right round. So I'll do that now and I'll show us. So guys, having done this, our joggers is ready. It's when we attach our elastic here at the hem area and at the waist area, it will form this puffy look. Okay, our hem, this is the ankle. When we attach our band, then we attach another rubber band here, it will form this puffy look. So let's move over to the polo pattern and I'll cut out. So guys, moving over to the polo pattern, this here, this is what we are cutting right now. Okay, so our shoulder measurement is 9. As you all know, it's divided by 2, which will give us 4.5. So I'll mark down my 4.5 plus half inch for joining, that is 5 inches. Okay, so we have the bust to be 22. So to find our chest line, we are using armhole length of 5 inches. Okay, so I'll use armhole length of 5 inches to bring down my bust line. All these measurements, they are in the measurement chart that I normally use. I'll add a link for you to get that chart from my Facebook group. So I'll add my bust measurement to this line. My bust is 22 divided by 4 will give me 5.5, and I'll add ½ inch to it for ease. That will be 6 inches. So you mark down your 6 inches here. Okay, meanwhile you bring down your shoulder measurement to this point so that you have a straight line. So what do we have at the shoulder? We have 5 inches. So I'll bring down my 5 inches here for the armhole line. Okay, so I will deduct ½ inch for the shoulder slant. ½ inch for the shoulder slant. ½ inch is okay for a kid. You divide whatever that is left after removing the ½ inch mark here. Divide whatever that is left here into 2. So I have 4.5. Just bring down your tape rule like this and mark that point. Go in by ¼ inch. That's 0.25. From here to here, connect with a straight line. From the ¼ inch, connect to a straight line to this your ½ inch mark. Then from the ¼ inch to your bust measurement, connect with your curved ruler. Not too curvy because you know they are just kids. So not too curvy. So there you go. This is your armhole. So guys, for my neckline, I'm going to be using 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches by 3 inches. Yes. You don't want that to choke your baby. 2.5 inches by 3 inches for the front. Then for the back, I'm doing 2.5 inches by 1 inch. You can as well do 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, you can do 2.5 by 2.5. You can do 2.5 by 3 inches. You can don't go below 3 inches. Okay, you can do 2.5 by 2.5. You can do 2.5 by 3 inches. Okay, just know what works for you. So let me bring out my back neckline and my front neckline. Okay, so from this neck point here, connect down to your ½ inch at the armhole line. There you have your shoulder slope. So this is it. Please ignore these points. From here to here is your shoulder slope. So having gotten this upper part, let's move down to the body. So my top length is 11 inches. Okay. This is 11 inches, and I'll add ½ inch for joining the band, this band. So I have 11 and half. I'll mark down my 11 inches, 11 and half. So I'll connect. You'll be wondering why I didn't put the waist measurement. As you can see, the waist is 22, the bust is 22. So it's just something straight up. Okay, so for my hemline, I have my hip. Is your hip measurement you're going to be using for this hemline. Okay, you know it's coming down to, you know, after the waist. So my hip is 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 inches, plus ½ inch for ease will give me 6.5 inches. 6.5, 6.5. okay, so sorry, let's make that 1 inch for ease. Let's make it 1 inch for each. So we have 7 inches. So let me recap. Our hip measurement is 24 inches divided by 4. You have 6 inches plus 1 inch for ease at the hip, because we are going to be using elastic band. Not really elastic, but this stretchy material, we're going to be using it for it. So 1 inch should accommodate it. So from this point now, you mark down to your mark. So this is what we have. So you can go ahead to add how many inches allowance you'll be needing. So I'll be adding 1 inch allowance, and at the end of the day I'll just use 1 inch. I want this top to be free. It will be smart and free, so not too much allowance, not too much ease, but it will be moderate, since there will be something like elastic at the band. Then I'll add ½ inch here, ½ inch here. So guys, this is our bodies, okay? So I'll cut. So for the neckline cutting, you're going to cut the back first before the front, okay? So just cut your back neckline. So this is our pattern. So guys, this is our pattern. I only cut out the back neckline, and after I'm done cutting out the back on the fabric, I'll trim off my front neckline, okay? And this is our pants pattern. This is our pants pattern. So after joining, that is when we are going to cut our band. We have to join our 2 shoulders first, measure our neckline to cut out our band. So the next thing we are going to be cutting out is our sleeve. So for our sleeve, we have sleeve length of 3.5 inches, but we are going to be adding 1 inch to that for the hem. So we have 4.5 inches here. Then for the round sleeve, we have 7 inches divided by 2 will give us 3.5 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance. That will be 4.5 inches, okay? So I'll mark out my 3.5 inches length. So our round armhole is 11 inches plus sewing allowance included. So what we will have here is 5.5 inches. I just use my curved ruler to bring out this sleeve part. Just like inverted S, okay? So I'll measure to know if I have my 5.5 inches here. So I'll connect from here to here is 3.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, that is 4.5. So I'll connect here, and this is our sleeve, okay? So if you're going to be doing something like this, using plain material, then adding what's it called, another fabric at the tip, you add your sewing allowance to this one you're adding at the tip, because there is already sewing allowance here. So instead of adding 1 inch allowance for the folding of the hem, you just add ½ inch to this place and add ½ inch to the other fabric you're using at the tip. Okay, so cut out. So guys, this is our pattern. They are all ready. Our joggers pants or trouser pattern. Like I said, the shape, all the shape you need will come out once you use elastic band to hold the waist and use elastic band for the hem. It will give you this shape. And you might be thinking that the crotch area is too long. By the time you fold out these 2 inches here, you will see it's short and you're still going to sew. It will give you something like this. Okay, it's not too long, don't worry. Then for this is for our polo. So you will use elastic too to hold this, and it will give you something as smart as this. And this is our sleeve. By the time you sew it in all the allowances, you will have a smart sleeve like this. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being with me so far on this channel. I will cut out these patterns on our fabric, on our lovely fabric, and we'll sew it in my next video. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your notification bell to be alert whenever I upload a new video. Okay, and please share my videos with your friends, share it on your Facebook groups and in your WhatsApp groups. All right, so thank you guys so much. See you in the part 2 of this video, where we will be sewing these patterns. So I'll cut it out and we will sew it to make this lovely outfit you're seeing here. So bye for now.